weather. Elyse.
Hey there, Tom. First start of the new month, first day of the new month, and well, beautiful weather accompanied that. The sunset right now, gorgeous. Here's a live look across the region. Beautiful sky here out to the west from our ABC13 tower cam. Temperatures have dropped a couple of degrees within the past half hour. That is typical. Right when we see sunset, we usually see that drastic temperature drop at first. So if you're headed out this evening, you will need a light jacket because really when we lose the sunshine, we know that 50, 60 degree temperatures feel much different when it's dark than when it's light outside. It's 65 right now in Houston, 65 in Humboldt, 69 in Tomball right now, 58 in Angleton, and 67 right now in Huntsville. Generally speaking, temperatures will stay in about the low to mid 60s for the next few hours before falling all the way into the 50s, then all the way into the mid 40s by tomorrow morning. So if you're going to be out early, you will need a jacket, but by the afternoon, you won't need it. A beautiful day here across the great state of Texas. We'll see temperatures all across the board in the 70s and 80s across the state, much above normal, well above normal than what we typically see this time of year. So a beautiful Sunday. What a way to welcome the new month, right? As for the rest of the forecast, though, we are going to see some changes up on the board. We are going to see even warmer temperatures by later this week. First things first, we got a little bit of fog to talk about for tomorrow morning. The latest on that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks.
You saw our forecast first before making that prediction?
Could be. Could be. I mean, you can find it anywhere at ABC13.com.
You absolutely can. And you know we're always going to be accurate here on the ABC13 weather team, but it is true. Based on this forecast, it's not only going to feel like March, but potentially April here in Southeast Texas with temperatures by next week in the 80s. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, highs in the low 80s. Much warmer conditions than what we saw, about 2 weeks ago when it was snowing here in Southeast Texas. So what a big change entering the month of February. It's no surprise from a weather perspective. We've got ridging overhead, warm air coming in from over the Gulf, the humidity increasing. That's what's going to drive the forecast next week. But you do see by the end of the 10-day, temperatures dropping back to closer to a seasonal range, which is the mid 60s for February. It is still winter here in Southeast Texas, even though it's not going to feel like it for a few days. And eventually we will pair these warmer temperatures with some rain as well. By Tuesday, Wednesday, when we start to see those 80-degree temperatures, you better believe that for us to be that warm this time of year, it's also probably going to be humid outside. So we are going to keep a daily chance for some fog in the forecast, similar to what we saw last week on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as of right now. That might continue to be extended, but that's another heads up for you this week. Your commutes might be slowed down a little bit depending on how much fog we have. So again, that top weather headline, I'm going to beat Punxsutawney Phil to it. Hello, spring. We are going to see some warmer temperatures this week. It's not a guarantee that we'll have 6 weeks of spring by any means. But yes, much warmer weather to come this week. But with that, we are going to see that humidity return as well and some daily chances for fog beginning on Tuesday for most of Southeast Texas, Monday for the coast. And then as for our next big storm chance, we don't really have a big storm system moving through over the next 10 days. But that's as of right now. Of course, we know things can change in the long term. Meanwhile, what I do want to point out in the long term is that we could potentially see another pattern change coming into the middle of the month. So this is the extended temperature outlook for the 9th through the 15th of February. And you do see below normal temperatures across much of the country, likely coming with a strong winter cold front. So we'll just have to wait to see if that front could reach us and then bring us back to below normal temperatures later on in the month. Meanwhile, we do have sunset right now. It was a beautiful golden hour here in Houston. Currently 65 degrees. Don't have any humidity in play today, so the feels like temperature, that's not been a thing quite yet. Feels like 65 out there. And then closer to the coast in Galveston, still have some of that beautiful sunset colors out there over the Gulf. 59 degrees. Water temperatures at 57. So again, when we see temperatures, air temperatures below that threshold, that's when we forecast fog because the Gulf waters are warmer than the actual temperature outside. For tonight, we could see some areas of patchy fog, more so just because it's going to be calm and cool tonight with temperatures falling into the mid 40s. And I'll show you where we could see that fog now on future track. So playing through this, clear tonight, but by tomorrow morning, there is some of the fog developing. This is not cloud cover. I know from a forecast perspective, this is not fog and this is not clouds, it's fog. Then it quickly lifts by about 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. So let's get to your 10-day forecast again. A beautiful day tomorrow. A few areas of patchy fog. I'm not expecting a fog advisory or anything to be issued. Rest of the 10-day forecast, when we could see some of those fog advisories possibly beginning Monday, but then all the way through Friday until we have a couple of cool fronts move through to help move some of that these warmer days out and bring in some more seasonal conditions potentially by the middle of the month.
Thanks, Elyse. We do have